Good morning, Giants. Welcome to Wake Up with Giants TV. Have you ever wondered how to embrace the beat checks? Beat checks?
That,
here's a B track.
that was the perfect intro for this episode. Yes, nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
uh, yeah. Have you ever wondered how to embrace the B tracks of life? 'Cause, some days you just
Some
have
days, man.
B tracks, living on B tracks.
Living on B tracks.
It's like Bon
This
Jovi
this
song.
is
It's
why
the
we
next Bon Jovi song.
this is why we do shows and not music. always a B track. What's up? All
We
my
should there that should be a show, the B track.
the B tracks. That would
Yeah.
that actually born today, January 20, what was it, 27th? 2022 official B tracks. Yeah, I don't know. I'll dive in. Let's dive in.
Let's
You ready?
let's dive.
Let's do it. So, like you, I think of you too when I think of this. They released an album called their B tracks, right? Which is all of the songs that weren't their best, like that the fans thought, they were good, but they weren't their top songs. Like they had their hits and everything, and then they had their B tracks, right? And I think of that as that they embraced it and released it and marketed it, and it was phenomenal. Like I loved the songs. The songs on there were great. So as a B track, it's like the songs that didn't make it to the front of the list, or the things in your life that don't make it to the top of the list, the highlight reel, right?
Mhm.
These are all the things behind the scenes. And when we were at the event this weekend, I loved being able to sit with people who in a way showed me their B tracks, right? They really opened up and said, this is, you see a lot of this stuff out front. Like I have a book, I have a movie, I have this, or, I created that. But then you see the other side of them, and including myself. So this isn't just them, but we have this other side where it's like, well, I have this other stuff that didn't quite go as well as I thought, right? Or
Mhm.
the humanness, right? The human stuff. Because most of what we do doesn't pay off. Like a lot of our activity and action and behavior doesn't pay off, but it's still a creation. And so to me, it's still as valuable as the highlight reel.
Hmm.
And so as I'm sitting here thinking of the people, I won't share names or anything, but I think of my own life. Like, what are my beat tracks? Because I look at where I am today versus where I started, back in 2009 with, coming out of that recession and rebuilding my life there, and then going through a divorce and feeling another set of B tracks coming on, right?
Mhm.
Just this low point in your life, but it's just temporary. It's like I'm continuing to create always. And out of those creations, some of those are going to take off and be hits, and some of those are just going to be B tracks. But I keep creating. And I don't know what comes up as you hear that.
You know, we've we've created a lot of B tracks.
Yeah.
But just before we came on air, Nick had said like, "Hey, it'll serve because somebody will go, "Hey, that was the most profound thing they've ever said." you know,
I did say that.
and we're
That
like,
was like the best
and,
show you guys ever did.
yeah, that was the best show, the B track show.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I remember that forever.
but that will stick with somebody, and then they can learn, and then they can grow, and then they can. Jen
Jen
Walter,
Walter.
hi Jen. Um, but I have a lot of B tracks in my life, and all of those things add up to me, like
Yeah,
right here,
yeah,
right now,
right.
and then that can serve and as as cumulative. Is that the right word? They
It works. Yeah,
they serve, and that's me. It's
yeah,
me. The A tracks, the B tracks, the
yeah. It's all the same
everything.
artist, right? Like
Or
I
formerly known as.
formerly known as. We got this cough that won't let up here. But I think of let's say in my case, I have a marriage that came apart. That's a B track for me, but it's still part of the same artist. Like it makes Nick Nick. It's making me who I am. The behind the scenes stuff. A lot of people don't get to see the behind the scenes. They're like, "Oh, you guys are doing so well, and you got all this huge audience. You got all these books, and come over and visit. You'd be surprised. Like it's beautiful. It's all a creation, but I'm as human as you are on the other side of it. We're humans, and we're out there creating just like you're creating. And the beauty of that is there's no shame in any of it. It's all a creation, all a creation. And the B tracks are as important as the A tracks, and the ones that really get out there and your hits. I had a book I wrote in 2011, The Art of Accomplishment. I maybe sold like 5 copies of that book, right?
That's rad.
That is
You
rad.
sold 5 copies.
And on Audible, you right? The people all
For
on
free
Audible.
download.
They're like, I'm not reading that garbage. I'll listen. So it's but it was a foundation for my other creations. And I've got
Mhm.
other books that haven't released yet. And maybe they'll take off and maybe they won't. I don't care. I just love creating. And so just like a musician is, you're not trying to always create a hit. You're just creating. Like they don't think I'm going to create something that's going to be a masterpiece. They just think I want to create a masterpiece, period. Not it doesn't matter what it looks like. Whatever I create is a masterpiece. So they just put themselves into it. And so I think of my books is that's a place for me to express myself fully. Whether I screw it up or not, it doesn't matter to me. I just want to create. We do these shows and we just create it. And we don't know how they're going to go. It's like this. We're like, this could be the best episode we ever did. People will be talking about this for years. And we thought it was just a B track type show, right? So embrace your B tracks.
Hmm.
That's a simple message. Ryan, where's your speak, man?
I was just listening because that was your A track game,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, talking about the B tracks is an A track.
I
And that
like it.
that message serves, and that's what we do. Is we just serve and love and help others, and as we're doing those things, like I said, it'll help somebody somewhere in some way, and in only a way that you could you could do that for
Yeah,
somebody. And so, and I know a lot of these people that are on here, and thank you,
thank
Monique.
you. Yeah, good morning,
But
everybody.
the Jen Walter can only touch or affect those that Jen Walter can touch or affect.
Yeah,
And so you go out there and just be you and do the best you can. And the days that you're not the best, that's fine.
yeah,
Pick yourself back up and start over and keep stepping
yeah. Here's
or leaping or jumping or
or
screaming
or
or
or,
twirling or
or
however you
Batmaning.
want to move. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've got a final. Well, not a final. Maybe this isn't a final thought. We'll go on for another 20 minutes, likely. We'll wrap it up and then open it up again. Um, I think of the temporariness. What do you say? I don't know what it is, but
That.
that that all things pass, right?
Mm.
So you have a creation that doesn't go so well. It's still a creation, and in time that'll pass, and you'll have another creation that might take off, and then you might have another one that doesn't take off, but it's still a creation. Like they're all creations, and so just be in the space of creating because you
Mhm.
are a creator. And so behind all of it, I think of you too is like A track, B track. I don't care. It's still you too. Like one of my favorite bands of all time, right? It's just that artist created, just kept creating, 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 still creating, even now. And they don't have the fame that they used to, but they're still known, but they don't have to create a hit every year for them to be known. One or two or three might do the job. even one might do the job. These one hit wonders, you hear about those and you're like, wow. And then you hear the rest of your songs and you're like, yikes, right? But it's still a creation. It's still a creation. If you could see some of my creations that aren't the A tracks, you'd be like, yikes. Those those might be C tracks, Nick. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's the rant this morning is embrace it, love it. It's all part of you and who you are, and that's beautiful. So just keep stepping.
I just thought of this show. Um, was it it was with Tom Hanks? Was it Doing That Thing You Do? I think it was the
Yeah.
Wonders, or no, yeah, the Wonders, and they had a one hit wonder. It was the song Doing That Thing You Do." Remember?
I
Oh, you
don't.
don't
No,
remember that?
no,
Oh
I
my
don't.
gosh, who
Keep
remembers that
going.
show?
How is the song again?
I'm not telling anymore. But
I listen to the microphone.
yeah,
Like it's gonna do a damn thing for me.
but I will throw it in the comments. I'll find it and
Yeah,
then
do it.
yeah, cuz but that's it. Go do that thing you do. It doesn't matter if it's an A track or a B track or A tracks and B tracks.
Or C tracks.
Just just tracks. Throw
Just
down some
tracks.
tracks.
There we go. Giants, we love you. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're right on time. You're doing the thing you should be doing and the creation you're creating. So go make it a giant day. We'll see you in the next video.
Love you too.